What is up, guys? Karotaka here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the new MetalGarurumon X-Antibody deck from EX-05. So this is one of the most anticipated decks for the EX-05 set, and it is a really strong deck. It definitely puts this deck back on the meta. It was still always pretty competitive, but with the new support, it makes it a lot more consistent as well as a little bit more survivable. There's more survivability for this deck. So let's go right into the Digitama deck first, and then we'll go over the main deck afterwards. So for the starting Digitamas, we are going to be running 4 of the Sudomon from ST16. This is the start deck one. Whenever you attack and you have 6 or less cards in your hand, you can draw 1. So pretty good. This deck does discard quite a bit, and we aren't really running any cards that can help you refill some of those cards. So this will help you get back into the threshold to draw, which is pretty good. This deck would get even better with BT15 coming out, but for now I think the deck can still compete in the meta. Alright, next we are running 2 of the Garurumon X-Antibody, the MetalGarurumon X-Antibody. So first off, it's a blocker, and then it has 2 abilities. One of them is on evolution. If you have MetalGarurumon X-Antibody in this card's source, all your opponent's Digimon gain, when attacking, lose 4 memory until the end of their turn. So it's pretty much like a buffed Ice Ball. And then the second ability is, when attacking, by returning 1 card from your trash to the bottom of your deck, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the same level as the return card. So you can use this for removal. It's pretty good, but I think the Ice Ball skill is one of the main things you want to use it for. Losing 4 is huge, so this will definitely slow down your opponent by quite a bit. But he's not quite the card you want to use to go for game, because he doesn't really have any unsuspend skills. So we have the MetalGarurumon X-Antibody from BT9. So this one also helps you do more attacks. So on evolution, you can unsuspend this card, and then it gains blocker. So it's got 2. Both abilities are okay. Being able to unsuspend will help you proc the second skill, which is whenever this card unsuspends, you can, if this card has MetalGarurumon or X-Antibody in the source, you can return all your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level to their hands. So this has removal as well, but if you have a MetalGarurumon on the board, you can use this Digi-1 to unsuspend and then attack again. So pretty good, pretty good. Also works with the X-Antibody option card, so there's lots of ways to play with this card, which is why I'm running 2-2, because both of them have their uses. Next, we're also running 2 of the MetalGarurumon Ace. I'm contemplating on running this at 3, just so I can get it more often. Obviously, this is the new card from the starter deck. It is really strong. It's got Blast Evolution, and then on evolution, you can ditch up to 3 cards from your hand, and then for every card you ditch, you can get 1 memory. So this card is used to potentially cut your opponent's turn. And then on attack, you can discard a card from your hand, and then you can delete a Digimon with the lowest level. So pretty good, pretty good. And this it's got overflow, but since there are ways to kind of prevent it from dying, it makes it not as bad. Of course, you'll get, if it gets removed by other effects, then you're still going to lose memory, but at least you won't get destroyed by battle that often. So next, we're also running 1 of each of the Omnimons. This is the Blitz Omnimon, and we're also running the Omnimon X-Antibody from BT10. So this is from BT5. Ideally, if you have X-Antibody in the source, you'll attack with this, and then when this card attacks, you can Digivolve into this, and then you'll be able to reduce the cost by 2. So you're pretty much Digivolving into this one for 1. So pretty good. And this one just lets you look at your opponent's security stack and then ditch a card from there. And then on evolution, you can also return all your opponent's Digimon with the highest level to the bottom of the opponent's deck. And yeah, pretty good. I think running 1-1 is fine. We don't really have space for that many. This is a pretty bloated level 6 and 7 line already, so I think this is fine. And we can dig through the deck pretty fast, so that's not a problem. Next, we're running 4 of the WereGarurumon X-Antibody from EX-05. So on evolution, you can ditch 2 cards from your hand, and then you can make this card active again. And then if you have WereGarurumon or X-Antibody in source, you can grab a Garurumon or X-Antibody card back to your hand from your trash. So you can fetch this card back if you have somehow trashed it for some reason. This one you can't, but that's okay. So this is pretty good for doing extra attacks as well. And the inherit skill is also pretty strong. If this Digimon, when attacking, if this Digimon has Garurumon or Omnimon in its name, by trashing one card from your hand, you can unsuspend this Digimon. So another extra attack, which is what this deck really wants. And we're also running 4 of the WereGarurumon from ST16. So this one, on attack, you can ditch a card from your hand and you can unsuspend this Digimon. And then the inherit skill is when this card attacks, you can ditch a card from your hand to delete a level 4 or lower opponent's Digimon. Inherit skill is useful sometimes, but most of the time you just want it for its main skill. So when you attack, you can unsuspend it, and when you attack again, you can proc X-Antibody to digivolve into the WereGarurumon X-Antibody, so that you can unsuspend again to do another attack. And then when this card attacks, you can either you can use X-Antibody skill again to go into this one and potentially do an extra attack if you have enough memory. If you don't have enough memory, you can go into this one and put Ice Ball in. And even if you don't have anything to digivolve into, if you have this one in your hand, you can sit on it for next turn. So if your opponent attacks, you can Blast Evolve into the MetalGarurumon. So staying at level 5 is not too big of a problem. You can still use this as your main attacker. Similar to how the old deck works, but now you have a response to your opponent when they attack your Digimon. So, yeah. Alright, next for the level 4s, we're running 4 of the new Garurumon X-Antibody. On evolution, draw 2, and then you can ditch 2 cards from your hand. And if you have Garurumon or X-Antibody in source, you can get 1 memory back. So, pretty good. And then the inherit skill is on both players' turn, if this Digimon has Garurumon or Omnimon in its name, if this card would be deleted by battle, you can choose 2 cards that are not Digitamas and put them in your trash and put them back into the bottom of the deck. And then you can prevent that deletion. So that's what I meant when I said it gives you a little bit more protection. Of course, if they have effect removal, you're still kind of screwed, but at least your opponent, at least you won't die from battle. And since this deck discards so much, having cards in your trash is not really a problem. Next, we're running 4 of the Garurumon from ST16. So it has a security effect, which is when this card is checked, you can play either a Gabumon or a Yamato for free from your hand or trash. And then on evolution, you can draw a card and ditch a card. And then the inherit skill is on attack, you can draw 1 and you can ditch a card. So lots of filtering, really good. And next we're running 4 of the Garurumon from ST6. We're only running this for now because we do not have access to the BT15 one. Probably going to take out this one for the BT15 one once we get it. But this one is purple base, so that is why we're currently running in this deck, because most of the blue ones cannot evolve into purple. So we're running a purple base for now. For the level 3s, we're running 4 of the Gabumon X-Antibody. This one is really strong. On play and on evolution, you can look at the top 4 cards of your deck and you can grab any 2 Garurumon or X-Antibody cards to your hand, and then you put the rest at the bottom, and then you can you have to ditch 1. So pretty good. And then the inherit skill is the same as the Garurumon X-Antibody, where you just put cards back in the bottom of the deck to prevent battle destruction. So pretty good. Next, for the level 3s, we're running 4 of the Gabumon from ST16, and we're running 4 of the Gabumon from ST6. Just because these are the only Gabumons we have, probably gonna be running the blue Gabumon instead of this one once we get BT15. But for now, this one works. These are just here to help you get some extra draw power, filter through deck, get your combo pieces. And decking out is not really a problem because you can just put them back when you would get destroyed by battle. So Alright, next for the tamers, we're running 2 of the Yamatos from SD16. So it's a memory setter. Also, whenever a card is discarded by your effect, you can tap this tamer, or suspend this tamer to get 1 memory back. So very easy to do. And we're also running 3 cool boys. I wish I could run 4, but I don't really have space for it. You can replace some of the other cards I'm currently running, but I think 3 is also a pretty decent number. So cool boy is just cool boy. We're also running 2 Violet Memory Boosts. You can run the training card instead of this one if you want, but I think for option-wise, if you're planning to play with memory choking in mind, I think having a nice balance between 2 cost and 3 cost options, or cards that won't get blown up, is a better idea to memory choke, because if you are running the Violet Memory Boost, or sorry, the training card, it's also 2 memory, right? So there's a chance that you might go to 0 at 2, and then you can't memory choke. So you might have to play another 2 cost, and then your opponent will be at 2. Whereas if you're at 2 memory, you play this instead, you can choke them at 1. So that's my reasoning for running Violet Memory Boost instead. But the training is also a very valid option. So it's really up to you guys. And last but not least, we are running 3 of the X-Antibody card. So pretty self-explanatory. This card's pretty good. In case you don't Digivolve into the MetalGarurumon, this card is pretty much the other way you can fulfill the condition of having X-Antibody in source. So running 3 of these. If you really want, I guess you can cut one of these out for extra cool boy, but I think 3/3 is fine. 3/3 is fine because this doesn't really cost memory to play. So I think running 3 of each is pretty not bad. So that is it for this deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Overall, this deck is pretty consistent with all the digging power and whatnot. I think you're not gonna find too much problem when you brick, and especially with Mulligan now, even if you don't see a level 3, just Mulligan, and then you'll probably be fine. As long as you start off with any one of these. Let's see. If you start off with any one of these, you'll be fine. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Use the affiliate links down below if you guys want to support the channel. But this is Card Otaku, and I will see you guys next time.